Ashton Movies.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our 6-hour live South by Southwest Spectacular, where we're going live for 6 hours with all sorts of filmmakers and everything. I'm one of your hosts, Gavin Stone, joined by
Bucky D!
And we've got the great guys behind Uncle John. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Steven Piet, the director.
I'm John Ashton, Uncle John.
Eric Curry, producer.
I was about to say, I'm happy we have Uncle John up in here, because it wouldn't be right if we didn't have Uncle John. This film was, if I'm not mistaken, the third part of a trilogy?
No, this is the first part of a single film.
Yeah,
Are you thinking of
there's
another
another
movie?
film that's a third part of a trilogy that took like 12 years to make, and I got this one and the other one confused.
That was about a boy or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
No, this is a darker film than that. Much darker.
Much darker.
Much darker.
So tell us
This
a little
is
bit about
true.
Uncle John.
Okay, so Uncle John is two stories. So you have a kind of a thriller that takes place in a small town, and the main character in that side of the story is John, who plays Uncle John. He's a small town woodworker who commits a murder in the first scene, and we don't know why. And then in the second end, we have the story in a big city nearby, and it's about two 20-something co-workers that are falling in love with each other. It's completely separate in tone, and you kind of don't know why you're watching two separate movies, and in the third act they come together.
This movie's pace and its feel reminded me of like a Tarantino or a Guy Ritchie film. It's like, why am I watching this? And then now it's starting. Okay, at third act stuff, it's like everything's coming together, and you're like, you've been setting me up, you jerk.
Yeah.
It made me feel good about that.
That's good. I think that's the goal, because you have to care about the characters.
Right, and that's something a lot of directors and writers and actors forget is you're supposed to make the character likable, even if they've committed a murder in the first act.
Yeah, right.
It's like, why? Why should I care? But then, like, as you get to know the character, you're like, now I want to know really why did this man murder this person?
Of course, yeah.
Should you really care about a murderer, though?
I think so. I think that is the point. John and I were just talking about this yesterday.
We just had that conversation yesterday. And I don't want to give any secrets away to anybody else, but there are no bad guys.
Yeah, everyone's a hero of their own story.
Did you ever meet anybody that was 5 years old and said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I want to be a bad guy? No.
Well,
No.
Everybody wants to be a good guy, but they end up in bad situations.
Sociopaths,
They're out there, but this isn't about them.
Yeah.
But that's what's intriguing about the script when I first read the script, because it's two separate stories that come together, that meld together. And when I started reading the script that they sent me, and and then all of a sudden it switched to this other story, and I went, well, what is this story about? And all of a sudden it all came together and it all made sense, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah, your performance, your character was, I liked him, and I really was, I would say, like, I love you as an actor. I've watched a lot of your roles. I watched Hardball way back when.
You did. You're the one. You're the one, huh?
Yes,
I
he's
did.
the one.
I love the pilot and everything. I have a question for you
We were
later
on
about
Friday
Hardball.
night at 9 o'clock against Dallas. We were on a
Yes.
pretty tough
Ooh,
time
that is a
slot.
tough-
That was
tough
hard.
slot.
That was, and that was during Dallas's hype too.
Yeah.
And that was mean of them. But your character took a very interesting turn. Just how was that for you to read? You're like, okay, why am I? Oh, now I understand why I'm reading this, or why am I doing this?
Right. You mean Uncle John? You're
Yes,
talking
yes,
about.
yes.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
When I first started reading, I went, "Oh, this is really cool," and I loved it. 3 pages in, I was hooked, and all of a sudden it switched to this other story, and I went, "Wait a minute, what does this have to do with anything?"
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it all ties in together, and then near the end, and it all makes sense. So I think the audience is going to like that. And the thing that's cool about the movie is the audience knows that Uncle John's the killer right off the bat.
Spoilers.
But the people in the... No, I didn't ruin anything.
No,
because-
we
I mean,
jumped-
you're going to know that in the first 2 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But the people in the movie don't know. So the audience it's kind of a twist that the audience is here, and you all know that it's Uncle John, and the people in the movie don't know. So you're kind of going, wait a minute,
And you want to know why you did it. That's the
Yeah, and you
question.
want to know why he did it.
Did you guys feel satisfied, or you saw the film? Did you feel satisfied when
I
you
saw
watched it?
saw bits of it,
Okay,
which
okay,
you guys
cool.
allowed me to see, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wow, really impressed. Because every clip I watched, at one point I had to double
in.
back because I got some of the scenes with the couple from Chicago, and
Yeah.
it's like, Oh, yeah, it says it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like, why am I watching this?
Yeah, it will make sense, when you see the full thing, for sure.
Did you find it? Were you nervous at all telling a story that's broken like that ties together at the end with people who will get confused and get up and go tell the manager, "Hey, I think something's wrong with the movie," and they miss like a complete chunk of the movie?
You know what? I don't think Eric and I were nervous. We thought it was a unique idea. We weren't sure if it was going to work, but when we wrote the script, we felt like it was working. So we had that blueprint for us to base everything off of, and we were confident with the script. So when we were shooting, there was definitely moments where I was thinking about, is the tone right? Because the tone has to interact with each other in a way it doesn't feel like too off-putting or too out of place. So it has to kind of still feel like the same movie, even though it's two very different genres in the same film.
So Eric, because you're back there.
Yes.
Sorry, you just been chatting.
I'm
That's fine. It's fine.
Is
So
that
I have a
here?
question for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, Texas festivals, Fantastic Fest, South by Southwest, is famous for having shorts
Okay.
that get turned into full-length features.
Yes.
Would you do that with this movie? Because there are a lot of people who will probably watch this going, man, if this was 90 minutes, it would have been so much better, or so much I could get more out of it. Do you feel like you want to turn this into a 90?
It's already 114 minutes.
Okay. But
Did you think it was a short?
It said short.
That's
No.
okay, man.
That's okay.
I'm
So
sorry.
we-
I've been
we skip-
watching
we
a
skip
lot of
that
movies.
step.
I
We skip that.
apologize.
No,
No, you
You
guys
guys-
are on for 6 hours.
You're on for 6
Yeah.
hours. It's fine.
We
So-
understand.
My bad.
What do you guys want to do after this?
Uh,
Like, you can continue the story and maybe do offshoot stories, do more movies like this, or do something completely new.
Nothing offshoot from this, I don't think.
probably
but
nothing offshoot. Yeah.
Other things for sure.
So no studio's going to come and hit you with a bag of $1 billion say, "I want to make a sequel to this. I don't care what it takes. Have dinosaurs. We don't care."
Yeah, I doubt that's gonna happen.
I don't think we're worried about that.
Yeah.
Going back to what Steven was saying too, and because we didn't have anyone to answer to, that's another reason that we could kind of do it this way. When Steve was talking about writing it in sort of two genres, when you don't have anyone that's like cutting you down on your ideas, it's just like it's pass fail on us.
Yeah,
you
it
know
would have
what I
been a
mean?
tough movie to sell to anybody.
Yeah.
I think years ago when they did things like Memento and they took more chances, it probably would have been
Sure.
easier. But today, I am not going to complain. I like my explosions. I am not going to lie. You could do a whole movie full of explosions and I'll be completely content. But I like other movies like this, which is why I like South by Southwest,
Yeah.
because I watch movies I wouldn't normally watch.
Sure. Yeah.
Because my mindset's spoiled by Hollywood. I'm not going to lie.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Sure.
when we bring in all these directors and things, the one thing I hear them talk about is how much fun they have doing on their own outside of the system.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's great. Yeah.
the Other Worlds Austin last year was Austin's first sci-fi film festival, and I talked to Bradley King, who did Time Lapse, which was amazing. But he had tried to do Hollywood movies, and he told me the horror stories about what it was like dealing with them and how much happier he was to do this one just on his own,
Yeah.
his own way to do it, and he told the story he wanted to tell. If you were to do this for a Hollywood movie, how much do you think you'd have to change?
Oh, I think probably the whole thing.
I don't think we would have gotten the shot. Honestly.
I think
I
we
don't
had-
think it would have gotten sold.
No, I don't think we would have. It would have been a genre of a thriller, or it would have been a romance. They said pick one, or make two movies.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have.
Or
Yeah, I don't
or
think the
make no
Hollywood
movies.
system can handle anything that's like not just molded perfectly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And that is a shame.
I mean, you know, without putting Hollywood down or anything.
No.
'cause,
Yeah. We
but,
love Hollywood.
But I mean, it's a business town.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And and the rest of the country, there's a lot of artists out there that want to do a lot of artistic stuff and tell a different story and tell a story that hits home to people. And the Hollywood people are business people. They want to sell tickets, and there's nothing wrong
There's
with
nothing
that.
wrong with that.
No, no, no.
But it's so nice to be able to, when these guys contacted me and sent me the script, and I read it, and I called my agent, and I said, "This is what I've been asking for you to look for me for 5 years. I've been wanting to do something like this," and these guys luckily got in touch with me. So, but I mean, it's going into. I think if they had brought this script to a Hollywood producer, they would have tried to label it as something that it wasn't, and it probably would have never got green lighted.
But the great thing is that we live in an era where we can make this film, and we can make it
Yeah.
look good, and we can do it on the cheap, and we don't need the Hollywood resources. Not that it wouldn't be great to have sometimes, but we didn't have to answer to anyone, and that is the biggest gift you can give a filmmaker.
Well, thank you guys for being on the show. Where can people see the movie at South by Southwest?
It is playing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Monday, 3:30 Monday, Alamo Ritz. Tuesday is Rollins
Yeah.
Theater, Long Center at 1:30, I believe.
Think so, yeah.
And Wednesday, Alamo Lamar B at 4:15.
Have you guys been to the Draft House yet?
We went last night. We saw. a
Yeah.
film.
Awesome,
It's
wasn't it?
It's so great,
amazing.
man. It's
Where-
like a
where
great
was that?
experience.
It's like one of the best
Lamar
theaters
B.
ever.
Yeah.
Started right here.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta go, guys, because
We're
we
out of
got more
time,
stuff.
so good luck at South by Southwest.
Thank
Have
you
a
very much,
great time with
Travis.
this movie, and you know you want to do it because you got to kill someone in the first 2 pages.
That's true.
That would have sold
We
me
haven't
right
given
there.
anything away, believe me.
All right, have fun.
Thank you.